Hello my dears and welcome back. It's your girl Nijah here with Top Model Tuesdays. In this video I will be discussing the time that I walked for BET's Rip the Runway fashion show. So if you're interested, be sure to stay tuned, and as always I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so the time is February 2010 and we are in Manhattan, New York. Okay, so it is freezing this time of year. Okay, it is cold. I'm a Cali girl. I'm not used to this cold, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do to get the job done. Okay, so it is February 2010 and I have flown out to New York to audition for BET Rip the Runway. Luckily for me, one of my mom's best friends was currently living in New Jersey at the time, so I had a place to stay. However, I would have to take the train and to be able to take the subway to the city, to Manhattan, to audition, rehearse, all that good stuff. Needless to say, your girl was booked and had the opportunity to walk in BET's Rip the Runway in 2010. Now, I don't know if you guys remember BET Rip the Runway, but this was a big deal. This was like along the lines of, you know, like having the BET Awards, because there was performances, there were artists that would come out, you know, some would actually walk in the shows, but the time that I was there, Nicki Minaj was one of the hosts along with Pooch Hall from The Game. If you know, you know. And so back then, Rip the Runway was a huge deal. Like, you definitely wanted to sit down and see all the new up-and-coming designers, black designers, designers of color, you know, and just designers all around. You know, this was like a big deal for designers as well to be able to have this opportunity. So I come out to New York, not sure whether or not I was going to have the job or not, but baby, come on now. We knew we was gonna get it. We knew we was gonna get the job. That wasn't even a question, you know. It was just how many, you know, books we was gonna, designers we were gonna book while we were out there. And so, unfortunately, I was not able to find any footage from the fashion show with me in it. So I don't remember the name of the designer that I had auditioned for, or whose clothing that I walked in for. However, I remember it being like really funky and, you know, really different and edgy. I guess edgy would be more so the proper word to use. Okay, so we already know, you know, black people can be a little on that CPT time. We already know that part, right? We know that. That's nothing new. Everybody knows that at this point. I'm not saying anything, you know, that's no one's ever heard before. Now, even as big of a production as Rip the Runway was, I was still very shocked to, you know, get emails at midnight Eastern time as far as what time call times would be for the next day, or, you know, finding out which designers decided to host you or to have you in their show, in their segment of the show. And, you know, me being from California, you know, midnight in New Jersey is 9 o'clock back at home. So, you know, those were some things that I would, you know, I would note while I was out there. I was just like, ooh, okay, because I know for me, back at home in California, come midnight, I would have been asleep. Just so happened, lucky enough for me, I would be able to find out whatever the time my call time would be the next day, and I would just, you know, maneuver on over and get, you know, going for audition and things like that. Now, I do remember we had long days. There was a lot of time of us just waiting around and waiting to see. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was about 4 days of just figuring out with auditions, with rehearsal, another rehearsal, and then the day of the show. The fashion show was being held at the Hammerstein Ballroom at Manhattan Center, so you can only imagine how big this place is. Okay, it holds so many people in this ballroom, and it is in the Manhattan Center, so there's a whole bunch of traffic. There's plenty of people coming and going, and it's men, women, all auditioning for all these different brands. And I can't remember exactly how many designers they had at the time, but I do know the one that I was able to walk for and model their pieces had Estelle performing while we were coming down the runway, and Estelle was performing I can be your freak, I can be your freak, I can be your freak every day of every week. Hey. And I remember thinking, oh, that song is very fitting for, you know, the clothing that we're modeling in, because again, I mentioned before that our pieces were very edgy. So I do remember thinking, I was like, oh, I would have loved to have been able to walk down to Nothing on You by B.O.B. and Bruno Mars, the one that goes, got nothing on you, girl, nothing on you, girl. Cause baby, you shine just like a star. I was like, oh my gosh, it would have been so fun to walk down to that song, but okay, whatever. It is what it is. If I remember correctly, they had the plus size models, that particular designer, walking down to that song. So I mean, I thought that was really cute and really fun as well. But if I would have had a choice, even though, like I said, you know, I Can Be Your Freak by Estelle fitted the garments that we were wearing at that time, I wanted to walk down to that B.O.B. song because it was one of my favorite songs at the time. So let's fast forward to the day of the fashion show. Backstage is extremely crazy and hectic. There's not a lot. Typically when during fashion shows, there is not any privacy, okay? Regardless if there's men and women backstage, whether there's male models, whether there's female, you know, makeup artists and hairstylists, you name it, designers, there's not a lot of privacy. At 19, still very modest, like I am the woman I am today. And, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, you just find a corner, change your clothes, whatever the case may be, okay? You don't want to bring a lot of your stuff because there is people going in and out in the back, and you do not want to risk coming back and your stuff isn't there. Now, even though I didn't own these particular items, when it was my turn to put on my heels after I had went through wardrobe, hair and makeup, I go and my black heels that I was picked out and set aside for me to wear during the fashion show were gone. Not only were they gone, but apparently they had been swapped out with some pink and white stilettos in a size 9 instead. Two things that's wrong with that story. First, I wear a size 11. An 11. No, a 9, an 11, absolutely not. And then second thing that was wrong with that, they're pink and whites. My heels were black. But you know what? The show must go on. Baby, I had to throw on them heels and I had to strut down that long old runway as if those particular heels, 1, were my size and 2 were picked up for the outfit that I had on. Now, I remember going down there, strutting down that runway, doing a nice little flip because I think I had like a long ponytail or something like that, and giving the girls a whoosh, a real good nasty one at the end of the aisle. And again, Estelle's performing while we're coming down, so the energy in the crowd is just so lively, so hyped. And I mean, we had Soulja Boy performing at this show. We had Nicki Minaj and Ludacris performing at this show. I believe T.I. even performed. So the energy from the crowd was just amazing. The energy in the crowd was just amazing because it made us just want to, you know, come out there and just, you know, the music going and everything just on a 1,000, and you wanted to party, but you can't party because you know, you're on a job. You here to come down and model off a garment, you know. Hey, we're trying to get these sales up for this designer, okay? Trying to get the sales up for this designer. And so it was a lot, you know, especially for those 4 days, as far as, you know, being in the code, being in New Jersey and commuting from New Jersey to Manhattan, you know, every day. And however, even though while I was out there, I was able to have the opportunity to actually shoot a hair campaign in Essence magazine from just walking in on an open casting, which was absolutely amazing. I had a lot of fun. They actually kept me out for an extra day for what my trip was supposed to be, which was really nice. So I did a 2-day shoot with them, and I still have the magazines to this day. And yeah, I thought that was a really amazing opportunity, that even though, you know, I came out here for one job and one particular thing, I was also able to, you know, reel in some more work while I was out there as well and shoot this, just, you know, doing a little hair segment in Essence magazine, which I just was not had any intention and plans on doing while I was out there. So that became a bonus, and you know, even something that I was even more so proud and able to add into my resume and things in that matter. So that is actually the story for the time that I walked in Rip the Runway's fashion show back in 2010. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Top Model Tuesdays. I hope you enjoyed this segment and this video as much as I enjoyed filming it for you. If you did, please sure to give this video a thumbs up, and while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, take care.
Rip the Runway, music moving fashion forward.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon Carpenter, and I'm here at rehearsals for Rip the Runway, where it's all about music moving fashion forward. Now I'm going to be ripping the runway myself, which is definitely not as easy as it looks. So I want to take you with me. We're going to see some beautiful models, beautiful clothes. We might even catch a couple of celebrities back there, so come with me. We are backstage at Rip the Runway, preparing for the fashion show. Rehearsals are going on right now, and I am right here with Alva Page, who is a runway coach. He's going to give me some tips, because trust me, I need some.
The first thing that you need to know is all about posture. Posture plays a very key essential in walking the runway.
What about when you hit the end of the runway, that pose that you have to strike?
Oh, I call that the money shot. The basic money shot is hands on your hip, on your waist, and then that leg is far apart. You can have it with the bent. Okay. And that's your money shot.
Now I'm off to a fitting with none other than Gavin Douglas. That is stunning. Look at that. Who knew you could make shoes out of salmon skin? How much do you think music impacts fashion and inspires fashion?
I think music definitely inspires fashion a lot. I like to listen to all different kinds of genres of music. Something that inspires me a lot when I'm designing, which is why I'm kind of glad to be here at Rip the Runway, to kind of have a music artist, you know, such as Estelle working with me to kind of present one of my collections.
I love Gavin. I've worked with him before we knew each other. You know, I was wearing his stuff for the first year promo with American Boy. So all the feathery dresses, the dresses with the feathery bottoms, the bustier stuff, that was all Gavin. You know, so it's kind of a good turnaround and comeback to the situation.
We're at rehearsals for Rip the Runway with the co-host of the show, Nicki Minaj. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. What would you say is your personal style? What do you feel most comfortable in?
You know what? I think, and that's why I kind of created the term Harajuku Barbie. Because if you took like a Harajuku girl and a Barbie and meshed her together, I think that's my style. You know, sometimes I don't go that crazy, but I like crazy, colorful visuals all the time.
You're going to be amazing. We can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm Sharon Carpenter, and this is Nicki Minaj. The Runway, BET.
I'm here on the red carpet for Rip the Runway, which is absolutely crazy right now. We have designers, we have models, we have artists coming down the red carpet, and a lot of them are going to be ripping the runway later tonight.
An encore presentation of Rip the Runway, tonight, 10.